Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Elliot Adam, as you know, and today I'm going live, which is kind of unusual for me if you're used to me always having a recorded video that I put out. But today I wanted to be here at 1:11 Eastern on 1:11. Hello to everybody who's joining. And I just want to pull about 3 cards for us, whoever sees this video. And, you know, for a lot of you, sometimes I get messages from people from like Australia and they say, oh no, I just saw your video and it's like the next day and now I missed the message and if I only would have heard this before. I'm a firm believer that when you see a message or something crosses your path, a lot of times that's when you're meant to see it. So whether you're seeing this message live with me right now, or whether it just pops up in your feed, there might be something in there for you. And we also got this wonderful new moon today, this new moon energy, which is just great for setting out intentions and really just getting a fresh perspective as we go into this new year. So for January 11th, 1/11, let's get into it. I'm just going to pull 3 cards from the Pagan Other Worlds Tarot. I've used this a few times before. I really like this deck because it's kind of based on that Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, but it kind of also goes off into this other cool sort of mystical energy too. And thank you all for coming in for New Moon in Capricorn. Yes, it's very exciting. And you know, Capricorn for me too, that's just such a great sign for manifesting something, actually bringing it into the real, tangible, earthy world. It's also that archetype of hard work. It's ruled by Saturn, which has all to do with discipline and staying focused. And I don't know about all you, but I have no Capricorn in my chart. In fact, I had to really learn discipline and hard work over time because I am a notorious procrastinator. In fact, a lot of you might not know this, but I've been drawing a tarot deck for 25 years and I've completed it and finished it and then redrawn it and then I don't like it, so I keep going back. And right now I'm in the midst of the last few cards that I'm making because I have to send this deck out to the publisher, and it's based on Greek mythology. And I'm on the 2 of Cups, which is a really lovely card right now. I'm really kind of enjoying working on it. I have Aphrodite and Adonis on it, so there'll be this really nice love theme there. But I do procrastinate, so sometimes I get so afraid of just starting the project or getting to the table, and I kind of work myself up. And then once I sit down, it's fine. So Capricorn, new moon in Capricorn, I guess I'm kind of going on a tangent because I think this is a really great new moon for you to focus on, well, what do you want to manifest? And maybe to discipline yourself somehow to just get it done, to get yourself to the table with whatever it is that you're working on too. So we're going to go into just 3 cards about, you know, how can we focus our intentions? And, you know, the reason we pick cards isn't always because there's something wrong with you. And if you just fix these things that the tarot cards tell you to fix, then suddenly all your dreams come true. For me, I feel like tarot, it kind of reaches deep within to our limitless potential. And it can really highlight what we're working through, but also sort of that gateway to access that deeper part of ourselves. Not because there's something wrong with you, not because you're a total mess and now it's finally the new year so you can do something different with your life. It's more about really getting back in touch with that wise inner self. And tarot, it's a language of symbolism. It speaks to that inner language that we have that isn't literal and that is limitless. It really pulls us into something that's deeper within us. So today I just want to set out that intention that on 1:11 today, we're going to look at what we're going to need right now to access that limitless energy. In the case of a challenging card, maybe it's something that we need to focus on or confront. And in the case of a positive card, maybe it's something we need to affirm. But let's just do 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And I like to do them face down so that I don't judge them right away. I don't know about all of you, but sometimes we pick a card and we're like, oh, not that. And you just don't get the message because you're not really dialoguing with the symbolism. You're kind of just dismissing it outright. I also like picking 3 cards. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but the spread I use, my workhorse spread with readings I give for clients every day, it's an extended version of the Celtic cross that I designed. It's in my Fearless Tarot book way in the back. It's a lot of cards, But the reason I like it is because it really gives a more nuanced view of things. So our present card position, there's 3 cards there, and it'll talk about what's going on in the present, and the 3 cards kind of work off of each other. They kind of are in dialogue with one another, because a lot of us, we're not just one thing all the time with like one mono thought that you're focused on. A lot of times there's several things happening at once. So here we go with our intentions. All swords cards, how interesting. So swords are all about the mind in a lot of decks. It's the element of air, traditionally speaking. And we have 3 swords here that are all about manifesting your best potential. I'll give you the lowdown right away. We got Ace of Swords, we got 2 of Swords, and then we got the 7 of Swords. So this is really interesting. Right out of the gate with that Ace of Swords, this is all about getting action, taking charge, really manifesting something. Ace of Swords is also just a wonderful fortuitous card to get on the 111 because it's a number 1, it's an ace. So this is just such an excellent energy that you're working with right now to really just take charge of your life and to really bring peace through that strength of really being assertive. I don't feel that this is a day to just passively just hope and wish and wait for everything to work out. When we see the Ace of Swords, it says you already know what you want to get started on. You already know what your dream is. You already know what you want to do. And now all you have to do is take action on it. And taking that simple action, just even one little step, that will add momentum. It will feel like, okay, I'm actually getting something done on this. And I think this is advice we can all take. You know, there shouldn't be a day that goes by that we're not actively working on our best life or our dream, even if it's just for 5 minutes. I get it. We work, we're busy, we're stressed, we got all this other stuff going on. But have you today done anything toward what you really want? And if you're just kicking that can down the road and it's like, oh yeah, well, I want to do that, I'll get to that one day. Ace of Swords is like, today's the day. It's time to maybe get on that wonderful thing called the internet, where all the answers to every question you have are at your fingertips. And so if you're blocked with something like, oh, I can't possibly do that because I don't know how to, and find out who does. Get on the internet. Find out where the opening is. Find out who you need to reach out to. I just feel like Ace of Swords is telling you fortune favors the bold. Are you going to be bold today? Are you going to be courageous? Are you going to actually work toward that best life that you really want? Or are you just going to hope and wish and wait for it? This is going to be the time to really get going on it. Your second card is the 2 of Swords. And you all saw me shuffled it, you know, and I do a lot of reading, so my cards are really well shuffled. Sometimes when we see a sequence like this, that's kind of important to me. It's kind of like there's this step. And I'm kind of feeling with this Ace of Swords energy, yeah, it's telling you take energy and you know, act and all of that. But then when we get this 2 of Swords, it's the next card. Ace of Swords is like, okay, yeah, get started. And then 2 of Swords is sort of like, yeah, and then what? Well, then we're in this in-between time. Then there's this time where the idea is gestating and we're really kind of refining a little bit more. For me, the 2 of Swords is all about making peace with the in-between, making peace with the part of your life that is a work in progress. It isn't complete. And it's not saying that, you know, that means you're a failure, you haven't achieved your goal, and so you can't be happy right now. For me, the 2 of Swords is sort of like getting really centered in that beautiful in-between space, which is sacred in nature. The in-between times are like dawn or dusk, when then the sky gets this really interesting color, and then the winds start kicking up, and then the animals start to get up and go to drink at the pool. There's magic that happens in the in-between times. And I'm feeling like as long as you get started and get this moving and really make peace with that in-between time, that magic is going to start to kick in. You're going to also see that the sun is dawning on a new life for you. And I feel gradual energy with this 2 of Swords. Ace of Swords is like the intentions there, time to get the action going, time to do actual physical things toward manifesting that with that new moon in Capricorn. But then that 2 of Swords is like, and then be okay with it being a work in progress. then take your time with it. It's going to be much better. The Two of Swords is a card of calm and peace in the in-between. And I've said it before, a calm mind is a powerful mind. And when we're calm and we're centered and we're really reassured by our inner wisdom that is within you, things that are wonderful start to manifest. There's even a moon on a lot of Two of Swords cards, and you'll see it's in that phase of the waxing moon. It's after the new moon, and it's going toward the full moon, so it's growing. And so too with the Two of Swords, it's really all about just letting that thing expand or grow or develop and making peace with it being an in-between phase of the moon. It isn't full, and it's after the new, and now it's time to just let that thing grow. And then we got the Seven of Swords. A lot of people hate this card. In fact, I wrote a blog post about this card that ended up in my book. And, the traditional card shows a thief, and there's this army camp. And we got that army symbolism here with the flag and the tents in the background. And, for me, I had to look at the Seven of Swords. A lot of people don't like it because there's a sneaky guy on there and he's stealing the swords away. And they're like, oh, I don't like him. He's stealing. He's awful. And then you read those doom and gloom tarot books and they're like, there's a thief and you're getting your wallet stolen and you should just be afraid all the time. And that's not really what I'm all about. Seven of Swords, for me, I had to look at, well, what is this thief doing on the card? He's stealing the swords from an enemy camp who may have just invaded his homeland. And they're thinking, oh, how am I going to divvy up this land? And you can have that piece and you can have that piece. And that one man is up against an army. He can't fight them physically. He would lose. So what is he doing? He's using his wits. He's using what the sword element, the air element, gives us, which is our intelligence, our ability to outsmart the obstacle. I feel like the goal you're trying to achieve here, it isn't easy. It isn't something that's just simple and you just, think positive about it and it works. There needs to be a strategy here. The Seven of Swords for me is a card of like playing mental chess and not prejudging where the pieces are right now and feeling outnumbered, but really being tactical, really thinking about things. I think with that Two of Swords, you could be using the in-between time to structure your thinking, to get organized in your thinking, to come up with a plan. You might also want to get an outline because vision is great. It's the soul, it's the spirit of what you're trying to do. But goals and structure, that's going to be the skeletal system of which you can really kind of refine this idea and see it manifest. So Seven of Swords is about not giving up, even in the face of an obstacle. It's about getting smarter than the challenge in front of you. It's about also being tactical about your own weaknesses. A lot of us, we just kind of do what we automatically always fall into and do. Seven of Swords could say, know what your weaknesses are. And maybe put some Post-it notes up on the refrigerator or up where you're going to see them or on the bathroom mirror where it's like, hey, you're going to try to do this today, but we're not going to let you do that. You're actually going to commit to doing this. And then maybe you need to make an agreement or a commitment with something higher than you to really adhere to that so that you're kind of staying true to that thing. So Seven of Swords is saying it isn't easy. It may feel like the odds are stacked against you, but who doesn't like a comeback story? Who doesn't like an underdog? And we're all the heroes in our own life story. And in any good story, it's always when the odds are stacked against the hero that he is victorious, and then it has meaning. It isn't just handed to you. And so I just kind of feel this is going to be a wonderful time for you to get tactical. And all air cards, Two of Swords, Ace of Swords, Seven of Swords, this is going to be a time of really knowing that the battlefield that you're on is in your mind. It's in how you're thinking about this and how you're approaching the thing in front of you. And, I appreciate the comments too. I feel like this reading was meant for me to hear someone says, thank you, that's Niha 101. Yeah, well, you know what? That's how symbolism works. I don't have special magical powers where I can read your mind and know your particular situation, but I can kind of read symbolism and talk through the symbol. And as I'm talking through the symbolism, your inner self, which speaks in that language of symbols and myth and legend, it responds to that, and it makes its own connections, and it says, oh, that Ace of Swords is talking about this in my life, and that Two of Swords, yeah, that's got my number. I know exactly what that's like. It's just like turning on the radio and hearing a song that it's like the words were meant for you. That is totally your situation. They were meant for you. And it may not be that the singer singing to you knows your life experience and all of that, but that's the beauty of these serendipitous messages that we're constantly seeing. And when we open up to them, we start to dialogue with them, with our inner self. So I'm talking to you, inner self out there. I'm talking to the deeper part of you that's below the fear, the part of you that is below the instinct to look at the Seven of Swords and say, oh no, there's Seven of Swords, that means my dream won't come true because some tarot book told me it's awful. No, we're going to go deeper. We're going to talk about the symbolism that's actually beneath that. And also, I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but this year I'm going to be at Reader Studio in New York City in April. And for those of you who get a ticket or want to go there, you can go to Reader Studio 24. It's posted everywhere. I'll try to put a link somewhere in the description box. But I'm actually going to be leading a little tarot study group there. I was kindly invited by the people to do that. And so I'm just going to kind of go off with my people, and what we're going to really learn to do is dialogue with the tarot on a deeper level. So we're not afraid of it. So we're not just making a snap judgment by how a card looks on the surface, but instead we're going to say, okay, this is uncomfortable, but that's a good thing, because the uncomfortable places are where the growing is happening. And a lot of times in our modern world, we're taught, you can't be uncomfortable. Oh no, it makes me uncomfortable. I have to immediately be coddled and put into like cellophane wrapping so that nothing gets too real for me. It's the uncomfortable thing that's going to make you stronger and grow and better if you can reach in deeply. And so I do hope you can join me and enjoy me in April for Reader's Studio. It's in New York City. It's going to be so exciting. We got a ton of people coming, including my friend, the tarot lady, Teresa Reed, who's been such a great support with me. She's always at Reader's Studio. So it's going to be a lot of fun to meet some of the people in the tarot world and also learn from other tarot readers. One of the things I love about Reader Studio is sitting down and listening to other people who've spent their time learning about tarot, writing books about it. Everybody's got something valuable. There's some sort of perspective that can really help you. And so I do hope that you also join me later. I'll do my regularly scheduled oracle reveal with the 3 animals. That's going to get posted today. And I'm just really happy that you could all join me here in my spirit room. I call it my spirit room. It's actually my tarot room. It's where I work every day. I got a camera on like a ring light, but I'll kind of show it to you. So here's my tarot table. And then I got these paintings that my mom painted for me of the Greek gods. We got Apollo there, and then Aphrodite, the goddess of love. And this should look familiar to all of you. That's the bookcase that I do my weekly oracles in front of. So I usually set up my chair over there. So yeah, there's where I am. In about an hour, I'm going to be doing 6 hours of readings for the public, and hopefully I'll be in good shape after that. And then on this side here, we got, it's kind of hard to see. Oh, that's a picture of when I first met my husband up there. Oh, I was so young. Look at that. And then I got my altar over here. And I don't know how much you can see. It's kind of on a swivel, but yeah. So I do hope that you all can join me again later today, and please know that I really appreciate all your comments and also all of you visiting. One thing I need to work on, one thing my intention is to get better on, is to be able to read comments live and respond to them and not miss a beat. My friend Teresa Reed, she's so brilliant at it. She'll be talking, she'll be doing her oracle, she'll say hi to all her friends, and she'll know how to pronounce all the names and that sort of thing. Sometimes if I look down, I get distracted and then I just kind of freeze and I don't know what I'm talking about. So I do appreciate all of your comments, and thank you all so much for your kind support. Oh, and one other thing I want to plug really quick is, I don't know if all of you know this, but every month I do a free Taroscope reading for every astrological sign, and I just posted it on YouTube for the new year. And this month, because it's a new year, instead of just picking 2 cards, I picked 3. But to get an even more accurate reading, you might also want to listen to your astrological moon sign and rising sign as well. And that would be a total of 9 cards that are just kind of giving you an idea of the new year. And you can find that at Elliott Oracle on YouTube. It's spelled the same way as my Instagram channel. I can do way longer videos on YouTube, and also my YouTube's been growing a lot lately. I'm just really liking the vibe there, so I'm going to be putting up a lot of tarot posts this year as the adventure of my life unfolds. So I do hope you can join me over there and share the videos, like them, subscribe to it. It really does help the channel grow. But I appreciate all of you on Instagram, where I really got my start. And someone says, Lindsay, she says, Greek Tarot release, when is it? I am really working on getting this deck done. I have 3 cards technically that I'm finishing, that I'm refining. I've finished the deck, as I've said, about 5 times in my lifetime. I've been working on it for 25 years, but I'm on the final 3, but then there's like a few other that are just annoying me a little bit, but I do need to get this done by the spring. So when the release will be, would probably be the fall, because I'm so blessed, I'm so lucky. There's a patron that found me who loved the deck and wanted to support it, and she's actually sending me to Greece to write the accompanying book. So I'm going to be going to the ancient Greek temples, and I'll be able to write the chapters about the different gods and goddesses. And I'm also going to be putting that on my YouTube, where you'll see me in front of the temples, and I'll do little videos where I'm talking about the myths and talking about the different places. So I'm going to just be kind of crisscrossing Greece for a month and figuring out what to write as I go along. I'll probably do a lot of dictation and then write it down later, but that's really going to give the tarot deck a really rich accompanied guidebook that I think is going to be inspired by the magical land of Greece. And for those of you who haven't been there, it's my favorite place. It's like coming home. The light even looks different there. There's just magic in the air, and there's just this ancient, wonderful, powerful feeling I get when I'm there. So that trip, I think I'm going to be doing that after New York, after Reader's Studio. So I'll probably be writing that book late spring, finishing it through the summer, and then I'm really hoping to get the deck to the publisher by autumn, and hopefully for that winter release. So that is when I'm doing that. Thank you so much for asking about that, and you will see a lot about that tarot deck. It's going to be super exciting. It's called the Oracle of Olympus Tarot, and it has all to do with the ancient Greek gods and goddesses who have been what I've been passionate about since I was a little kid at the library and discovered the mythology section and found out who a wonderful goddess named Athena was, who had the owl, and she's all about wisdom, and I just ate it up. I loved it. I've been entranced ever since. I can't wait to share the deck and the art with all of you. It's going to be so exciting. So thank you all again for joining me today. A happy 1/11 to you, and I do hope that you really find the reading useful and that it helps you manifest your best potential. And whether you saw it today with me live or whether you're just stumbling on this later, this is your message. So, take what you find useful and leave the rest behind. But do take care, and I will see you again later. So bye-bye, and thank you for the kind support.